Hello and welcome to another week of lovely maths. Now, I said our circles learning on Friday would link into learning this week. Our learning this week is pie charts, so it's perfect really. Today's job is to understand and interpret pie charts. Lots of it will come naturally, some of it will have to develop. I'm going to go through the PowerPoint fairly quickly. I'm going to skip some questions today because I'm conscious I'm doing a bit too much work for you. So let's get started off, and then I will leave some questions and I'll do some questions with you and see how you get on. Okay. This is just the simple introduction. So, look at the first one. If a class has 34 children in it, how many will be boys? It's really simple, isn't it? If it's 34 and there's boys and girls, we divide by 2. There's 2 sections of the pie chart. I know that seems really simple, but I'm just getting our head around how pie charts work. So what would the answer be then? What's 34 divided by 2? Please, George Moore? Yes, it's 17. Okay. Next one, 60 children were asked how they got to school. How many children travel by car? Again, we've got 60, we've got a chart split into quarters, 4 parts. We simply do 60 divided by 4, which would be what, Flo? Yes, indeed, it would be 15. Good knowledge there. 120 children were asked to choose a favourite pet. How many children chose a rabbit? So we've got 3 sections, 120. Yes, I'm really pleased you're picking up on this, Joanna. 120 divided by 3, yes. So that would be 40 children who chose the rabbit. Okay, just to double check that I haven't messed up. There we go. So, here's the first one, which is slightly trickier than what we've just gone through, but still, my lovelies can manage it. What fraction of the pie chart represents those who chose dolphins? Okay, they're asking for a fraction, not an answer, a fraction. Well, what I would recommend, if you can print, I always say this, if you can print out, print out. If not, I'm going to draw it up here. So the pie chart currently looks like this, doesn't it? It currently looks like this. Are we agreed? I know my drawing's a bit dodgy, but that's roughly it, isn't it? So here, we want to know dolphins. So this part is dolphins. So what we need to work out then is, if the entire pie was split into these parts, how many would there be? And that will tell us, won't it? So if we divide the pie into the parts the same size as the dolphin, what have we got? Eighths. So dolphins is 1/8. Did you see that? Did that make sense? I think that's going to be the most important thing I do today, just to get our heads around it. So it's 1/8, because if we split the entire pie into parts of that size, divide it, we'll have 8 equal parts, 1/8 for dolphins. Okay, the pie chart shows the votes of 360 people. How many chose toast? So, as you can see, 180 chose fruit, and that is, what fraction would that be, Rosie? Good girl, half. So half of the people chose fruit. And then, I don't know, I wonder if anyone can work out what fraction that is. What do you reckon? What do you think, James? What fraction is that? Brilliant, James. 1/6 chose cereal. So this leftover piece. Now, what we could do, as I'm sure lots of you are saying, if we went for a bar model, we could have a bar model, couldn't we? We know there's 360 people in the survey. Half, that's 180, chose fruit. 60 chose cereal. What's left? So we could do 360 take away 180, take away 60. But actually, we know that if that half's 180, the other half is going to be 180 as well. So all we have to do really is 180 take away 60. Do you see? Because if that's 180, that half will be 182. And 180 take away 60 is, Arthur, exactly that, 120. Good lad. Okay, I think I'm going to skip this one. I think you can have a go at this. All I'm going to remind you for this one is, like we did on the first one, make all of the segments into the smallest piece. So the smallest piece we've got is here. You'll want to do something here. And then it will make it very easy to find out what the value of each segment is. but I'm not going to say any more. That one's for you. Oh, did I get through that quick enough? Don't you go pausing now. Right then, how many people from the 480 surveyed chose each option? Again, I'm going to repeat the previous instruction. This looks tricky, but all you need to do is find the smallest piece. So we've got the lunch piece here, and then divide the rest of the pie chart into those pieces, and then you will be able to work out what to divide your 480 by. So however many there are of these small pieces, divide your 480 by that, and then you can work out the value of the sections. I'm not going to go into that. If you really are stuck, do drop me an email, or you can try and contact me on Tapestry for the first day today. But I really think you can have a crack at that without me going through it. I'm going to have a brief look at this first question. Nancy says, I do not have enough information to work out the total number of votes. Is she correct? Well, actually, I think Nancy needs to have a look at herself. I think she's being lazy. So, let's draw this one out. So, we've got that, and then we had another sort of like that again, and then we had that, didn't we? I don't think I've done a bad job there. And we know that this one's 110. Okay, so Nancy says she's not got enough information. She's not got enough information to find the total number of votes. Well, we know that that is 110, but we know so that's exactly the same size. That will be 110 as well. But wait a minute. Look at these two sections here. They are the same size. Those two together would make one of those sections. So wait a minute. Let's do what we've been doing all along and segment the pie chart into an equal number of pieces. Done. So we now know that it is split into sixths. Each one is 110. What's 110 times 6? We'll do 11 times 6, which would give us 66. Then multiply by 10 and we would get 660. So Nancy isn't correct. Nancy's being lazy. Nancy needs to have a good think about her behaviour at playtime, because she could easily have had a go at that, and you guys will as well. Okay, I think we'll look at one more problem solving here. Dante has forgotten what fraction of the pie chart should be given to Blue. Work out the fraction from the information below. Now this is quite tricky. Well, before we find the fraction, let's not even worry about the fraction. Let's work out the missing number. Okay, so there's out of 400 people. So wait a minute. I think this is perfect bar model opportunity. Oh, you know how I feel about a bar model, my puddings. Right then. So, out of 400 people, we've already got 100, 50, and 100. Okay, let's add them together. It's a horrible 5. Apologies, gang. So 100 and 100 is 200, and 50 is 250. What do we have left to make 400? What do you think, Rhea C? 150. Cracking job. Okay, so Blue is 150. Well, that's the easy part done. Now we need to work out the percentage. Okay, let's think about this in a pie chart terms. Let's think about this in pie chart. I keep saying we need to find the smallest segment. Okay, let's look back at these numbers. What is the smallest value? 50. Okay, 50. How many 50s in 400? How many 50s in 400? We could do 5s into 40 to help us. What do you think over there being quiet, Sunny? 8. Yes, there are 8 50s in 400. So what we could do is split this into 8s to think about what it would look like. This helps you. Some of you will have got there already. Okay, so we know that green is just one of them. So let's call this one green. We know that Lucky Blue had 150. So green, that's 50. Remember, each of these values 50. So blue was 150. So 1, 2, 3. So all of this will be, let's do dots for them. That will all be blue. And then the other two at 100 each. So let's make yellow and red have 2 sections of 50. So, looking at my very dodgily drawn pie chart, can you tell me what fraction blue had? Can you have a look at it and see how many of those sections of 50, how many of those parts of 8 it's covering? 3. Fantastic. Now, I don't know if I went about this the easiest way, but I went about it the most visual way. So 3/8. Some of you would have seen it from the beginning. As soon as you realised that the smallest part of the 400 was 50, and that there is 8 50s in 400, 150 is 3 50s, 3/8. But this visualises it more. I think you can have a go at that. I think it's a really long video today. I don't know why I've been gossiping so much. I'll let you leave you to it. Message me if you need me. I think you can really crack on with this. I believe in you. Off you go.